In this tutorial, I will work with a new tool called Rip. You can get that Rip tool under this Features tab. From here you can get the Rip, or if you go to Insert, Features, Rip. When I activate this Rip, you can see I must need a sketch. That means this is sketch based feature. So first I have to define the sketch. I did not make any sketch first, that's why I have to make the plane first. I have to define the plane. After defining the plane, I am inside the sketch. I have to make the sketch first. Before I start the sketch, this is important thing to understand what is Rip. If you have any plastic design knowledge, then you can understand what is Rip. Rip normally you have to use in the part, because if you want to have the more strength on the part, you can use the Rip. Now I need the sketch, so I will sketch first on this plane. I made a simple single line. I do not need to join this point with this point or this point with this body or this surface, because when I will apply the Rip, this line will automatically extend it. You can see this when I will apply the Rip. Now when I close this sketch, at the time Rip feature will be activated. Now you can see I can use the thickness in both side or one side. I use the thickness both side. 3 mm is I will use 5 mm. This extrusion direction is very important. If I see from this view, you can see this is the direction. This is not the correct direction. This is going to the left. If I press this direction, it says normal to sketch. That means this extrusion will be normal to the sketch, and it is going to the bottom. If I use flip material side, that means this material will go to the upside, but I do not need on upside, I need on the downside. So I will uncheck this thing. If I want the draft angle, I will use this later, not now. After defining everything, I will press OK. And if I see from the top view, we can see the Rip added and that line extended up to this surface, but there is no draft here. If you use plastic part, you must need a draft. So I will add the draft. I add 3 degree and draft must be outward. When I use the draft, you can see I added this draft. So by this way you can use the Rip, but you can use more complex Rip. I will show you another example. I already sketched this on this surface, Now I will apply the Rip with the help of this sketch. I will select this sketch, then I will click the Rip. When Rip will be activated, at that time I have to mention the thickness. It's 5 mm, thickness both side, extrusion direction. Is it okay or not? Yes, it's okay. Flip material side will be top or bottom. It's bottom. Everything is fine. I have to add the draft angle. It's 2. It should be draft outward, then okay. If I see from the top view, we can see it's added 2 degree draft angle, and this complex Rip has been created very quickly with the help of this Rip tool. That means you can use this Rip tool to make this Rip, and it's very helpful to make a complex Rip. And I will show you one more example. Suppose you want to Rip from this angle. How do you do that? In the right plane, you can see this is the right plane. In the right plane, first I have to make a sketch first. This is that sketch. I made this sketch. After making the sketch, I will close this section view. Now I will use the Rip. When I will use the Rip, at the time you can see this is the wrong direction. So I have to change flip material side. Material will be added to the bottom, and both side, and this extrusion is okay now. When I press OK, you can see you can make this angled Rip very easily. So there are lots of flexibility, lots of way you can make the Rip. You can make also this complex Rip. This type of complex Rip you can also make with the help of this Rip tool.